Well, hello everyone. This is Success Stories with Serious Voice. I am Serious Voice. I know that we're on this summer break, but I'm excited because we have a film director, we have an actress slash comedian with us today, and they have. Okay, hold on. All right, my YouTube is on. My apologies. But so we're on this summer break and I'm excited because we have a film director, we have an actress here, comedian, and it's awesome that people are still working during COVID. There's a lot that's going on. People are afraid because of COVID. They're afraid because of this new variant that they're talking about. And now, even in New York, they're requiring people to have their vaccination cards in order to go to the nice restaurants, in order to just be outside and do certain things that we're so accustomed to doing. I'm excited. I want to welcome Gregory Jenkins to the show. How are you tonight?
I'm doing fine. How yourself?
I'm very good. I'm very good. I'm excited because you just released Child Services, the film. Tell us a little bit
Yeah.
about it.
Child Services is a short film about the community, about kids getting taken away in the system, and I wanted to bring that aware to the community because a lot of people who's not aware that kids still getting snatched away from parents that's addicted to drugs and alcohol. So I wanted to just bring that to the community attention that this is still going on.
Excellent, excellent. There's a lot of fear that's being permeated in our country right now because of COVID. Did you ever feel any pressure to not release the film
No,
because of that?
I don't feel no pressure.
So you never had anyone come at you and say, "Why are you doing this? Why aren't you focusing on, other things that might help people right now, but you're focusing on child services, a film, that focuses on children who can potentially be in foster care, children who have to deal with drug use in the home and so many other things."
I mean, the when I do my films, I do my films off passion and off vision and off experience. Um, I wanted to. I like doing real life short films based on true life events. So my whole point was doing this film was just to get the point across that parents is still on drugs, on alcohol, and our kids is not in a safe environment and they caught up into the system. What's going on out here in these streets? And some parents need help and some kids need help. So I wanted to just put a message out there that this is still going on and that we have to change the narrative.
Excellent. I agree with you because even though we're going through a lot in the country, we still need to pay attention to our young people, because they're our future. They're carrying on our legacy. And was there a particular story that was brought to you that motivated you to work on this film?
Um, well, I've been through the system myself uh,
Mm.
with alcohol and drugs, parents on drugs. I was raised by my grandmother, so I try to like put real life event to it. So I put my little bit of my story of my life, and I just put it, just painted the picture. So when I do my films, it comes from the heart. So I just wanted to get that message out there, like because there's a lot of people that scared to talk about these things and express themselves. And a person like myself, that's a film producer, director, I have to create that picture and that vision, put it out there so people could not be scared to talk about it and get help out there.
Excellent. And I watched the trailer and I watched a little bit of it and I like the realness of it. A lot of people who came out of the hood or even, just in general within the black and brown communities can relate because it happens so often, but it's become such a norm having that issue within the home that people don't talk about it that much because it's been normalized. I like the fact that your film comes off in a way that will wake people up. Was that the desire to not have the film documented in a way where it had like a Hollywood appeal, but more of a real kind of, this is happening in the hood type of feel?
Well, I mean, what happens in the neighborhood in the community, like everything becomes a norm, and then people think everything's okay with it, and it's really not. You know, we in a world in a society where everything becomes a norm. Drinking, smoking, being on the corner every day in front of the building every day. These kids don't have activities. Parents are stressed. They don't have good jobs. So it's a battle. It's a battle out here every day with life. And then these kids, they don't have guidance, and then they just start coming out selling drugs, and they actually become being addicted to drugs and being on alcohol, because it's a norm. They see their parents do it. They see, aunts, cousins, and then it becomes cool. And it's not cool. Our community get damaged more and more and more because the youth is looking at that. So I just wanted to change. I just have a vision to put out there just to change. It's going to help some. It's going to help some. It's not going to help. And then people don't have feelings no more.
Mm.
Yeah, people don't have feelings no more. Everything, our community is damaged. Even when it comes to like women and men damaging each other, homes is getting broken up. So I'm very big on homes being breaking up because I come from a broken home, but I have a strong structure and a strong foundation that came from my grandmother. So I just wanted to paint the picture and just get my vision out there and just show kids, that this is not a norm. That fight through it and don't follow what's going on out here.
Excellent, excellent. And I went on your website. How are you incorporating the young people in your productions?
But I just started incorporating the young youth involved. Only because it's that it's not even about us no more. We grown, we adults. So I wanted to show kids that there's other things out here. You could be a producer, you could be a writer, you could be a director, you could act. So there's other lanes with being in this film industry. There's a lot of lanes open for them to gravitate to something. You got writers out here, you got people that see a lot of things. They don't know how to paint the picture. So this film is art. So you just paint the picture the right way, and go straight with it, and just stick to the script, and just be better, and show others that you don't have to be like them. It's okay to be different.
Excellent, excellent, and they definitely need that. They need an alternative to the street life and everything else that's out there, to be involved in a company like yours. I noticed that JBN does a lot of things. You guys produce, films, like child services, but you also create music videos, high quality music videos. Talk a little bit about that because I saw something with Murder Mook on the website.
Um, well, with the music, it's still part of film. So um, I try to like keep it separate with the music because a lot of artists might not want to be film producers, directors, actors, but they are also still acting when they do a music video or when they perform it at an event. So it's still all part of film. It's part of the culture. So a lot of artists, I didn't want them to say, "Oh, I want to be an actor now." Like if your dream and your goal is to be a poet and to be a singer, you can still do that because it's still part of acting. Because you're expressing yourself. So I didn't want them to like. I didn't want to take away their craft or like, oh, I want to do this now, like because everybody have a gift in a different way. So I just wanted to paint a vision with the artist put next up volume one, two, and three together because I have next up volume one, two, and three. Volume three is all females, and then volume one and two is artists working together. So I just put it instead of like keeping them separate, I put them all together on one platform where the world can see them working together and working with a producer that actually helping them too as well and discovering them too.
Awesome, awesome. And I know it's been a few weeks since the movie came out. How are people responding to it, on social media, folks in your neighborhood, in your community? How are they responding to child services?
I get a lot of feedback that the the caseworkers look like real caseworkers. Yeah, I get like people asking me like, is those real caseworkers? Um, when I'm doing my casting, I actually go for an image. I go for a look
Mm, okay.
because the look is I focus more on the image. I can always work with the cast on the script and the dialogue and the
Okay.
delivery. Because you can have the delivery and you can have the delivery and the dialogue, but you might not have the image, so it don't look real. So I try to make everything look real. So I just get people that has the aura and the persona that have the potential to actually be something that I really need them to be just for that moment when I'm doing films.
And when you chose Vicky Love to play that spunky grandma, she seems to play that character that everybody has in their family. They love so deeply, but they'll be ready to give it to you quicker in a hurry if you're out of line. What was the deciding factor that made you choose her for that role?
Vicky's a mother already, and she already has the soul and the spirit as a parent. You know, um, it was hard for me to cast someone to actually play that role. And me and her spoke a couple of years ago, and I said we're gonna work. But I didn't know if I was gonna cast her in one of my films. So I sat home and didn't rush the process, and I said, "Oh, Vicky will play a good part." And I reached out to her and I told her I had a role for her, and I wasn't sure if she was gonna take the role or not. But when she told me she'd take the role, it made me feel good. And she's very humble, very respective, and I like her energy. And we definitely gonna work again. And she just fit the, she just I felt it in my spirit that she would actually do the role good. It was like when you go on a job interview, you looking for the right candidate. And sometimes you're looking for the right candidate. Sometimes they go off image. Sometimes, like it ain't just about giving them jobs to anybody. They go for
Hmm.
image, they go for vibe, and I understand how the world works. Sometimes we're not granted to get certain positions because of our looks or how we talk or like that. So I felt deep down, and I'm like, I have to reach out to her, and the rest was history. I reached out to her because she was like the big part of the movie. I just needed somebody to actually play that parent, that persona, and especially with the kids. She made the kids feel real good, made them feel comfortable. You know what I mean? And she also reminded me of my grandmother. So it was good casting her for this role. Yeah.
Yeah, because even in the trailer, the way she answered the door, I mean, everybody can relate. Like I said, there's always one person in the family who's like that. And it came off really well on screen. Is this something that you pride yourself in being able to just get a vibe from someone and then cast them for different parts?
Yeah, I don't cast anybody for parts. Like I said, film is art. So when it takes in Hollywood, it takes them to make a film. It takes them like a good year or two to make a film. So I don't rush my work at all. So like I said, she came to my mind. I was just sitting home. She came to my mind, and It's just like it's a puzzle. It's a puzzle. Like you just need that right piece, and like I said, the rest was history. After that, when you got the right people, the right energy, the project gonna come out like golden.
Awesome. And so you wrote, you executive produced, you directed, you edited the film.
I edited the film. I didn't do the color correction. I didn't do the effects. I didn't do the scoring. I had my production team do that. I try to cut a lot of corners. I try to protect myself working with certain individuals. Some people is good at what they do, but the energy is not right. You know what I mean? I have to protect my cast on the people they work with like that because it can mess me up in the long run on who I'm casting for certain roles. So it's more than money. It's more than fan base. I look past all that. I just look for the right energy to put these projects together. The goal is to complete the project and do it right. We could pay people all day. We could cash people all day, but it won't come out right if that energy is not there.
Right, right.
It's like a
And
job. It's like a job. They hire people all day, and then so you have messed up coworkers. Energy is messed up, and it just messed up the business.
right, right. Everything has to be just right to get the film on. That I agree with that.
Yeah,
We've all heard a lot of horror stories from our favorite actors and actresses and even directors about what happened when they cast the wrong people. But I even look back at the film with Ice Cube, Friday.
right.
And all these guys, and they said, listen, we weren't paid anything. It's just we knew each other. It was this friendship that we had, the camaraderie. Everybody got together and said, we're doing this, and they did it. The chemistry you came off on the camera. We saw
Right.
it when we saw the film. So that's super important because if you don't have that chemistry, if the people don't like each other and they don't have that right energy, it just won't work at all.
It won't work. It's a business. It's a business. You could cast. I mean, you could hire people with great skills, but if they energy, their delivery, and the attitude is not right, it can mess up the business. And everybody is as one as a team. When you in in your household, you gotta represent for your mother, your father. They raising you right to do good in life because you representing them. So the cast is still representing me. So I have to put the right crew together. I have to, you know. Um, Normally when I do a film or when I'm about to make a film, 60% of the time I already have my cast in mind who I'm going to get when I'm writing it.
Okay.
I never get stuck. I write a script. All right, now I gotta find the right people for it. So I did a couple of HUD films. I got a little notice of HUD films. Everybody want to do their first film as a HUD film, and like, oh, like the energy, right? But as yeah, you got to get that off sometimes. You got to get that off sometimes. 'Cause, we put out what we see. We put out what we
Right.
see.
Right.
What we go through. We go through. We been through. So right now it's just about just putting out good projects, good
Mm.
energy.
Are there any actors or producers or directors you definitely would love to work with sometime in the future?
Like Hollywood or like independent.
Hollywood.
Hollywood. I would like to work with some big names, Ice Cube, Tyler Perry. Um, I have a few. No, I have a few people in mind that I would like to work with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Mm.
awesome. That's awesome. All right. And Miss Victoria, how are you tonight?
I'm fine. Miss Serious, how are you? Oh, great.
I'm great. I'm great. So when Gregory contacted you about the role, what was your initial response?
Um, when he contacted me, it was a pleasure just to hear from him because we have done work in another film before this one,
Okay.
and how he got to see my work. Um, it's just an honor for him to call me in. Um, the cast, everybody, great. I just love what was going on. It's amazing to see a young black man like him to be going after his dreams and being part of the community as well. And he's putting a lot of, color people, black people in his film and letting everybody know that you can make it. You don't have to be on and selling drugs or, you know, being a lady on a night walk. You don't have to do that. You can become, someone important, as far as going to school and getting your education, going to college, being a doctor or a lawyer or doing film or an actress, comedian. So he's showing that within the community. He's letting the young see this. You don't have to watch the drug dealers on the corner, to make it. You can go and do other things. So it's just a pleasure for me to just be a part of the project. And being the mother role, he's right. It's for me because I am, and I just enjoy children because this was like the first time I ever been in a movie with kids, and they were awesome. I enjoyed every moment. His daughter, Madison. Oh, I remember her for when I did my first film, and she was real little. She was like 2 years old, maybe around there.
Yeah.
And when I seen her become my daughter in the show, in the film, I was just so happy because I've seen her from being a baby to where she
Mm.
is now. And I remember when she came to get me when I came to the set, and I said, "Madison," and she looked at me like, "You know me?" I was like, "Yes, I do." And she looked, and we just talked, and then she remembered. She said, "I remember you," because we were talking a lot. So it's just a pleasure to just be able to work with children as well as work with Gregory. I see his dream, I see where he's going. So as long as it's positive for me, I'm willing to be there because that's what we have to do as
Exactly.
us being black people. We have to support one another
Right,
because
right.
look at everybody else, nationalities and things like that. They're supporting each other, so we have to do the same and show our children, look, we can do it. You know, we can own black businesses. We can own our own companies, as far as film or
Hmm.
being a lawyer or a doctor or having a business. We can do it. And we have to start back showing our children, yes, we can do it.
Right.
Exactly. And
So
the other thing too is what I like about what you're doing, Gregory, involving those within the community and our young people is that you've created your own platform. And one of the essential things that we have to begin to teach our young people today is you don't have to wait for a big studio to put you on. You can start your own production company, start your own studio, and we've been seeing that now. Tyler Perry has the largest studio out of Atlanta, Georgia. Michael J. White recently started his production company in Connecticut. He's from Connecticut.
Right.
So many others are doing it. They're not waiting for the majors to do it for them.
mhm.
Right.
Yep.
You don't gotta wait. Everyone makes money. Everyone has the ability to make money. We all gonna have a house, we all gonna have a car, we all pick and choose what we wanna do with our money.
Mhm.
I just pick and choose. I don't value money. We can't take the money with us. This
Right.
project gonna be here. This project gonna be here when I pass away, God forbid. Not the
Mhm.
money. The money gonna go.
Mm-hmm.
So the money gonna go. So I just put my money into my vision. I'm a person that went 3, 4, 5 years without buying name brand clothes. You know, I bought my own equipment. I sold cars that that I had. I did sacrifice looking at the big picture. You know, like why spend $20,000 on a car when you could put that on a business, a platform. And this platform, I used to always run with. I want to leave something for my kids, and then
Mm.
I also realized too, we can leave our kids a business, a house, and they may not treat it the way you treat it. So
Right.
the goal right now for me is like, okay, if one of my kids do decide they want to take over the platform, that's a plus. But the whole goal is that you can create something and start something on your own, and that's what I want to show my kids and other kids that you can create and do something on your own. You don't have to follow your parents' dreams or take your parents' house, because kids will sell you stuff in a heartbeat because that's not their desire. And they don't want it, they want to do their own thing. So the whole goal is that show them some structure and discipline on
Mm-hmm.
things you
Right.
want. Yeah,
Right.
so that's the
My
main goal.
I
That's the
have
main
a
goal.
I have a 13-year-old, and he travels with us everywhere. I also do music. And we have our productions and whatnot. And he like I have a album that's about to come out in 3 weeks. And he says to me, "Oh, I'm tired of hearing the music." Because you do these listening sessions. He's like, "Oh, I don't want to be a rapper. I don't want to do this on TV. I don't want to do." But like you said, showing them the structure, even though they're like, "I don't want anything to do with it."
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, they're gonna get something from it,
You
even
gotta
if
get
they.
something from it. You gotta get something from it.
Yes.
You gotta get something
because
from it.
because he's always around. He's always around. He's on the plane with us. He's in the studio. He knows how to set up different things. So even when he rejects it and he says, "I don't like this," and don't don't try to make me this individual. I'm like, okay, we'll see. We'll see about that in 5 years from now. And so we just have to continue to be an example in front of these kids, even when they don't like it, even when they say they don't want to be a part of it.
Right.
We still have to expose them. That's our job, to expose them to these different avenues, whereby they can know, listen, you don't have to wait on a Fortune 500 company to make you a manager. You
Now you
can
don't
make yourself a manager.
make yourself a man.
You
Right.
make yourself a manager because our society says, well, you got to have certain degrees, you got to know the right individuals. Sometimes we do all the right things, we dot every I, cross every T, and we still
Right.
don't get there based off of their standards. And so
Mm-hmm.
it's a great thing that you have your production company and you're doing it your way and you're incorporating the community. That is a true success story. And I'm super appreciative that you can come on and share with our viewers and our listeners. And I want to
Right.
give you an opportunity to talk a little bit more about your company and tell the folks how they can reach out to you.
All right. Jenkins Buzz Nation is a platform for filmmakers, producers, writers, directors, um, to learn what I'm doing and to do it better. Uh, the services that we provide, we provide script, we write scripts for people, for companies, artists. We also teach people how to film. I'm also launching a young youth program. I wanted to launch that this year. I'm sorry, last year, but due to COVID, I'm waiting for a lot of things to die down. So that's going to be the next thing we launch for the youth, teaching them how to write scripts, teaching them how to film, teaching them how to put their vision out. Um, we also have clothing as well from the company. This is one of the hats, JBN hats. We have clothing as well. So even if kids is not interested into doing filming like that, you start your own clothing. You know, um, how to trademark, how to LLC, how to talk, how to handle business, teaching them about contracts early because a lot of this 80% is business. Other 20% is creating. You can create all day, but if you don't know the business, you don't know how to handle the business, you don't know how to talk. That's one of the big things that's going to help our youth. They get them further down the line on how to conduct business with each other. So we provide and we showing a lot for the community. I try to work with quality people. I do background checks. Looking at your Instagram, looking at your Facebook. I'm protecting who I work with, protecting myself. Um, and I'm trying. We all gonna make mistakes, but trying not to make a mistake. And if we do make a mistake, it's a lesson learned, and it will help myself and others. I can like, listen, don't go that way. Don't try to go this way. Another thing also too that I'm learning is that everybody have their own way. Somebody can tell us you should do it this way, you can do it that way, but it works for you, it works for you, it works for me, it works for me. So I want to just like teach the community, the youth, that it's okay if you have your way, but still have structure,
Right,
still
right.
still have discipline, because your way might work faster than mine. I'm like, oh, it took me 10, 12 years to get it. It took you 1 year, you know, because you did it your way. A lot of the community and the youth get caught up trying to listen to others and follow other people lane and timeline. And you just gotta go doing things with your heart. You gotta be passionate about what you do. You really just gotta be passionate about what you do. I live and sleep what I do. I wake up to what I do. I think about the things I do. I think about it all day. Like, that's my passion. I think about it all day. I wake up to it. My wife gets tired of me talking about it. I used to say it about 100 times. So, like, but she don't get tired of it, like, but you gotta hear people out, like, and you just gotta, support is very important. Support is very important. Um, People that don't believe in you, you show them your vision and you stick to it, and eventually they're gonna say, you know what, he's serious, she's serious about what they're doing. And
Mm.
when they see the growth, then you start making them believe, like, okay, I didn't even think this was gonna work for this person. Now they
Mm.
really putting this work in. I get tired of promoting my work, but guess what? Every day I'm meeting a new person. I'm inspiring somebody every day, and they
Mhm.
looking at, and it's a trigger, and that trigger, you get one trigger every day, it will build up. You
Mm.
know, one trigger every day. So I aim for one trigger. I don't look for the whole world. Say, oh, the world. One person that's triggered is a plus. Because that one can add up to 1,000. That 1,000 can add up to 1,000,000. So you just gotta trigger people and let them believe that what you're doing is real.
Mm.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you
Mm.
so much. Miss Victoria Hill, any last words for our viewers?
Oh, sky's is the limit. Live in the moment. Make sure everything the decisions you make is the decisions you are comfortable with at the end of the day.
Mm.
And you always see God first in anything and everything that you do. And that's basically what my slogan is. Just make sure, like he said, if this is something you want to do, is this is your dream and you really want to do it, don't let no one tear you away from your dream. Because it's your dream. No, it's no one else's. They're not gonna understand where you're going
Not
because it's your dream.
Right,
So you
right.
have people come in and say something negative, but that's something you have to just put to the side and stay focused on your dream because it's
Mhm.
yours.
Right, right.
Persevere, just make sure you go through it and continue it and see it blossom.
right.
Th- Thank you so much, guys. Director Gregory Jenkins, actress
Yes, yes.
comedian Victoria Hill, thank you so much for coming on Success Stories. Folks that are watching, this is definitely a success story. Give them your website, Gregory.
Website is www jbnfilms.com, or you can type in jacobsbrothersnation.com, either or. Um, the one thing I want to leave with the audience is I have a variety of films on there. So even if you're not into the real life event films, I also have fiction films on there as well. Um, and just check the films out, watch it with your family, watch it with your spouse. I have films on there. I have love films on there as well. Um, and just check the film out. The site has a lot of content on there. And if you want to work with me in the future, send me an email, jacobsbrothersnation.com. Reach out to me if you're a filmmaker, you're a director, you're a producer, and send me your Instagram, your Facebook. I check your work, and I will reach out. I have a problem reaching out on anyone that's trying to fulfill their dreams. I
Mhm.
have great energy, and like I said, everything is not about money, and we could create money without money.
Mm.
Mhm.
That's a good point. Create money without money.
That's the
Thank you
that's
so
the
much.
goal. Yep.
Yes, thank you so much. All right, folks. You heard it right here on Success Stories with Serious Voice. Stay tuned for more from JBNFilms.com and more from Miss Victoria Hill. God bless you all. Have a good night.
Good
Thank you so
night.
much. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're certainly welcome.
Thank you for having.
All right.